Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham for the card game. We're doing the Half-Life custom campaign, and we got a choice to either do spend experience to go to testing initiative, or we can do either the black site or the quick and the dead. We're going to go ahead and do the quick and the dead first. We're just going to go left to right. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. I'm pretty sure that's what I did on my first playthrough as well. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and dive into the quick and the dead. The moment you saw the pen labeled Cosmic Interference on the Resistance map, you identified it at once. Only one place in that remote region could be home to arcane disturbances, Dunwich. Dr. Carrasco informed you that the strange towns of Massachusetts were points of great contention in the early days of the invasion. Kingsport and Innsmouth were quickly abandoned once the Combine began to drain the oceans, but some event occurred in Dunwich that caused the town to be shelled with headcrabs. You're familiar with the parasites from your earlier adventures, but you were shocked to learn that once they latch onto a victim, they take over motor control and turn their prey into the walking dead. Dunwich has become a ghost town filled with shambling corpses, but the Combine have recently dispatched inhuman fusions of machine and organic creature to the ruins since you arrived. There must be a reason, and you are determined to find it. If we did the black site first, we would be doing catching up, but instead we're doing forging ahead. You decide that of the two identified anomalies, Dunwich will be your first stop. You don't fully understand the technologies rampant in this future, but you know the risk and consequences of the cosmic magic that lies dormant in Dunwich. With the risk of the headcrabs, Dr. Carrasco recommends that Barney accompany you due to his combat training, much to the serviceman's chagrin. I sure hope there's something worth finding in that head humper hive. He grumbles with as much good humor as he can muster, because bashing those little horrors with a crowbar can only be so rewarding. Remember that the village is quiet. Go to setting. Okay. We'll be starting in the ruined commons. Also, we gotta check to see what our what are they called? What our expectations are. So the ones that matter right now is Mystery, Acceptance, and Destiny. We do have Destiny, which with Lily Chen, so the other two are going to get set aside. And we got this now. Task. An investigator who recorded Destiny reads the following. The G-Man's voice suddenly echoes around you. Are you so certain that the player moving your piece is who or what you imagine? Should they prove otherwise, does your purpose change? Or is it the task set before you little consequence, provided it fits your vision? Action. If Obadiah Bishop is at your location, you can place a resource on the story card from the token bank. Then, if there are resources on the story card equal to the number of instances of Destiny listed under expectations, remove it from the game. When the game ends, for each instance of Destiny listed under expectations, mark 2 consequences in the campaign log. So if you don't get rid of this, you'll get consequences. And if you happen to be someone that, like I did, where I just had both characters have the same expectation, what it does is you just have to do the same thing more often to get rid of it. But in this case, we only have one person, so we only need to do this once, and we'll be good to go. Anyway, it says blah, 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 listed, below the act deck, so it'll be over here. Okay. And then we're going to be starting at the Ruined Commons, so we'll do that first. The town square is just as barren and squalid as you remember, only now strewn with corpses. Hello, Ruined Commons. And then we got to do the obvious thing, do the remove 1 of 2 copy thing, so we'll do that now. And if I end up having to mull again, which seems to be the trend, unfortunately, I'll just redo it every time. Okay. All right. Put Obadiah Bishop into play at any empty location. Obadiah Bishop. The last Dunwich horror. Humanoid, Abomination, Sorcerer Elite, 4 fight, 2 evade. Patrols to the nearest location with an enemy or an investigator. At the end of the enemy phase, deal 2 damage to each other enemy at Obadiah Bishop's location. For each enemy defeated this way, deal 1 horror to each investigator at his location. Yogg-Sothoth, whatever that's all that says. Hits for 2 damage and 1 horror. Alright, Where do we want to put him? We got a few places to choose from. We'll put him in the church. That seems to be on theme. Resolve whichever is true. If the village is quiet during the scenario, use Act 1A, Smoldering and Silent, and then remove the other from play. Choose an investigator to take control of Barney Calhoun. For the remainder of the scenario, he does not take up any slots. I'm glad it doesn't. They always add that key where it's like it doesn't take up a slot. So, thankfully, we have all that set up here. Yep. Village is quiet. And it's going to be on top of this thing. Yep. All right, I believe that's how it works. All right. Ally Resistance Police, crossed out Combine. Resistance Mole. He's going to start out on play, but I'll go ahead and read the rest of it. Costs 2 assets to get, 2 resources to get out. Commits for a wild, a combat, and a willpower. He has 2/2 soak and gets +1 fight. Your engage actions do not provoke attacks opportunity, and as an action, you can exhaust him to move. This action does not provoke attacks opportunity. For each enemy engaged with you, when you initiate this action, you get +1 skill value for your next fight or evade attempt this round. Consider this some upgraded civil protection. All right, so I will go ahead and give this to Lily Chen, and as mentioned, at least for this scenario, he's not going to take up an ally slot. Also, I need to reset stats. There we go. That should be at a 4. Yep, that's all correct. All right. Besides all that, yeah, put the C act below the A act, which is fine. Oh, actually, I did that wrong. You are supposed to put this below this. So these are both active at the same time, so we're just going to put these over here. That was my bad. All right, take the 5 remnant story cards, shuffle them, and randomly deal 1 card face down underneath each location in play except the ruined commons. Wait. Take 5 remnant story cards, shuffle them, and randomly deal 1 card face down underneath each location in play except ruined commons. Did we mess something up here? Oh, okay. I need to remove one of the 6 remaining locations at random. I think I made that mistake in the past too. So I'm going to shuffle Overgrown Creek. That will be removed. Okay, that actually makes things a little bit more difficult. So with that in mind, let's not put him at Forsaken Church. Instead, we'll leave him in the Collapse Store. So I believe the order, yeah, you place Obadiah Bishop after the fact. Got it. Okay, so yeah, when I definitely made a mistake the first time I played through this. I actually had all the locations, which makes it really easy because it's just a big circle. You can kind of just let everything chase you. All right, remnants. All right, so these will get like this. Okay. Interesting. All right. Set a copy of Headcrab Zombie aside out of play. All right. We'll talk about them when they start spawning. And I think we are ready. Yeah, so the description here is note one of the below locations will not be in play. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and shuffle this. We already read about the Destiny card. Let's go ahead and read about Agenda. We don't go to Dunwich. The remote town was already a grim place to visit, but you must confess it was never this bad 80 years ago. The vague signs of progress since the 1920s are toppled and shattered with the Combine's cruel attack. Stumbling shadows and the echoes of horrific moaning haunt each alley and street corner. This town is truly dead. At the end of the round, spawn a set-aside copy of Headcrab Zombie at the furthest location from Obadiah Bishop without another Headcrab Zombie 6 doomed to advance. So these things are going to keep spawning. And Obadiah is going to keep hunting for either us or the Headcrabs. Act 1A, Smoldering and Silent. Barney lets out a disgusted groan as the first whiffs of burnt-out carnage reach you. I'd heard of what they've done to the place, but this is just foul. I really hope Dr. C was right, because these ruins are barely worth scraping off the bottom of your shoe. Well, we better get searching. Lightning bolts. Investigators at your location can spend 2 clues as a group. Draw a face down card at your location. Max once per location. If there are 3 sorcery remnants in the victory display, you may advance. All other remnants will be unavailable after that. The more you know. Alright, and then the side objective here, we got the Scion. As you take your first steps into Dunwich, a horrid howl rips across the city. Half human and otherworldly, across the broken houses, a massive figure advances with frightening speed. It's clear not a monster the Combine have sent here, so what is it and what is its purpose? Reaction: after you successfully attack Obadiah Bishop, place 1 horror on this act, and then after you defeat an enemy at Obadiah Bishop's location, place 1 damage on this act. Reduce the clue requirement for this act by 1 for each token on this act. So 4 clues to advance for this. Okie dokie. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put a break here, BRB. I did forget to talk about the tokens. Skull is -X. X is the number of headcrabs enemies in play. Right now it's 0. Cultist is -3. If you succeed, you may immediately move to a connecting location. And then Tablet and Elder Thing is -2, but it's -4 if it's a test printed on a scenario card. A scenario card is pretty much anything that's on a card. So the more you know. So this thing can actually be pretty rough for certain characters that are using test on your cards. But I don't think we have to worry about that for our stuff. Anyway, now I'll put a break. Alright, let's get to work. Shuffle and draw. We do have the portal gun in this deck. Starting out with a sound support, that's pretty good. Practice makes perfect. Alright, don't want the analysis. The nautical chart's very useful. Wow, the rest of this is actually kind of nice. Alright, deep knowledge. Alright, and then for Lily Chen. Alright, upgraded stand together. Perfect. Got some runic axes. The rest of this can go. Okay, that is a start. So with 7, yeah, that's actually really good. I can have myself quite the starting hand. All right, we'll go ahead and shuffle all this together. Shuffle this one more time. We're in the investigation phase. We'll go ahead and flip this location. Ruin Commons, Dunwich Central. 3 Shroud, 2 clues. Action: resign. Dunwich has always been a sponge of misfortune. We're leaving and not coming back. Reaction: after the last clue is discovered from Ruin Commons, look at the face down remnant beneath any location. Group limit once per game. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and start with Lily Chen. Lily Chen's going to go ahead and spend an action to play Stand Together level 3. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Alright. This guy does not attack me. Yeah, at the end of the enemy phase, deal 2 damage to each other enemy at Obadiah Bishop's location. Yeah, so keyword is enemy. Investigators are not enemies. So as long as he's not killing anything, he's actually kind of okay. Alright, I'll go ahead and exhaust Stick to the Plan to play Ever Vigilant, level 1. And I'm going to play this Runic Axe for 3. I will play this Branded Cthugga for 1. And I'll play this Holy Rosary for 1. Alright, puts us in a pretty good spot. I'm not going to worry about getting the clue. I'm just going to move. So, the first head crab that's going to spawn has to be furthest location from Obadiah. That would be the charred lot. Yeah, even after the patrol, it's still going to be the charred lot, so that's something to keep in mind. All right. What? Okay, there it goes. All right. I'm going to go for my last action. I'm just going to move. Actually, with that in mind, yeah, I'm going to stay close. I think that's the best option. All right. Vandalized School. The old schoolhouse was replaced at some point with a more modern one, but since the Combine attack, it has fallen into complete ruin. 4 Shroud, 2 clues. Reaction after one or more horror from an enemy attack or encounter card is placed on the investigator. Discover a clue. Discover a clue at Vandalized School, limit once per round. An air of dread permeates the grounds of the school, making each breath here stale and stifling. Okay, not too shabby. That's actually a good place to stay. Alright, let's go to Minty Fan. We'll go ahead and spend 2 actions playing Nautical Charts and Sound Support. And then I'm going to investigate using Nautical Charts. That puts us at 5-3. I will go ahead and commit this Unrelenting and use my ability with it. And draw 2 cards. Alright. So this puts us at 5, 6, 7-3. We succeed. So I will discard a card. The card I'm going to discard is this Deep Knowledge. And doing that will get me both clues here. And then we will release all tokens and put that down there. Alright, as a reaction, I can go ahead and activate this. So I will go ahead and look at the face down remnant beneath any location. I'm going to go ahead and look at the one at the charred lot. This is a sorcery, so we need to do this one. So the way these work, you've passed by building, so what this will do is attach this card to the location it was beneath, and then as a lightning bolt, you can do a test foot 3 and test if this this also get +2 difficulty based off the number of players. If you fail, each investigator location will lose resources and take damage, but whether you succeed or fail, you'll still get the places in the victory display. So it's kind of nice that you can. It's not stalling you; it's just a cost if you fail, and of course, it's worth victory. So we'll deal with that when we need to. And I believe how this works is, we can spend 2 clues as a group to draw a face-down card at your location. Alright, so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and... That was all my actions because I played a bunch of cards. So yeah, that's it for me for right now. Enemy phase, he's going to move over here. Thankfully, there's nothing. He's not going to punch any enemies, so that is it for that. Upkeep. And upkeep. Alright, a beat cop. Alright, first doom, we'll shuffle this one more time and then draw. Oh, if Obadiah Bishop is at your location... Okay, so I can deal with this Destiny thing pretty easy. Oh, actually, no, this guy still punches. He is still an enemy. So I am going to take some damage here. I'm going to get hit for 2 damage and 1 horror. I'll put the 1 horror here. I'll put a damage here. Actually, I will... I'll deny existence to the damage. Yeah, I completely forgot that this guy still engages you. He's not aloof. But that's okay. We can't kill him, but we can still fight him and try to take advantage of things like elders and things like that. Alright. In any case, we already shuffled this. Let's go ahead and do this. Shield Scanner, Abomination, Mechanical, Combine, Hunter, Aloof. 1 fight, 3 evade, 1 health. At the beginning of the Mythos phase, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and all locations without investigators for a copy of Hopper Mine and put it into play at Shield Scanner's location. Shuffle the encounter deck if it was searched. Okay, so he's going to spawn here. And then at the end of the Mythos phase, he's going to be doing all that. So I'll deal with that in a second. Baleful Howls. Put Baleful Howls into play in your threat area. After you enter a location with a Headcrab or Abomination enemy, discard a card from your hand at random. Oh, also... Oh, at the end of the round, I need to spawn this Headcrab. So we'll do that now. Headcrab Zombie. Humanoid monster Headcrab. 2 fight, 1 evade, 2 health. If Headcrab Zombie would leave play, set it aside. The poor wretch is little more than a mobile meal for the parasitic creature attached to the remains of its head. It hits for 1 and 1. Okie dokie. Also, I guess real quick. Oh, patrol's not in this, is it? I think it's over here. Patrol 3-2. Okay, it's done during hunter move. Cool. So the nice thing is, and I think it has to be unengaged, right? It has to be unengaged. Got it. Not a problem. Okie dokie. All right, back to this. Put into your threat area. Got it. After you enter location with a headcrab or abomination enemy, discard a card from your hand at random, and at the end of your turn, you do a willpower 3 to discard it. Okay, not a problem. This guy's already in the location, so I don't trigger anything from that. Okay, into the Mythos phase, I need to trigger this thing. Search the encounter deck, discard pile on all locations without investigators for a copy of Hopper Mine and put it in the location. So Hopper Mine was one of those things I got confused with as well, so let's see if I can read it correctly this time. It's definitely not that thing. Hopper Mine. Attach Hopper Mine to your location. Hazard Trap. At the end of the round, each investigator takes 2 damage, then you discard it. As an action, you can do Book or Evasion 4. If you succeed, Hopper Mine cannot deal damage to investigators when its force ability activates. If you fail, immediately trigger the force ability as if it were the end of the round. Got it. So yeah, this thing will just kind of move things around, and the Hopper Mines are just kind of here to be annoying. I don't really plan on going back to the Ruins Commons, so I'm kind of okay with just moving away from this thing. At least for now. Alright, investigation phase. Alright. So I believe it's what, every time I kick this guy, he's gonna get a horror. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna start with Minty Fan. I will move over to here. And then I'm going to... It's a lightning bolt, isn't it? Yep, lightning bolt, I can spend 2 clues. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 clues to reveal this card. Alright, Remnant. Mystery. In the attic of an abandoned house, you find a collection of documents and tools you'd expect from a cartographer more than the reclusive sorcerers of Dunwich. Most of the equipment is broken beyond repair, but a small map of the state remains on the desk. A small radius around Dunwich is marked as warded against spatial distortion, part of which overlaps the potential zone that Dr. Carrasco indicated earlier. Add this card to a victor's play. Also, I forgot one other thing. When I got hit for 1 horror, on your investigator, which I didn't. I can put it on an investigator. You know what? I will. I'll put it on her. So doing that will allow her to grab this clue. The question is, do I actually want to do that? You know what? I don't. I can just, I'll let Minty Fan take care of all this. Okay, so that was my first action, was moving. I did a lightning bolt. I'll go ahead and, actually, you know what? Take the clue. I'm sorry for second guessing myself, but that's okay. We can make this work. All right. Then, still Minty Fan's move. We already know this is a sorcery over down here. I'm going to go ahead and just move to this location, the collapsed store. The former general store is boarded up and deserted, possibly even before the attack due to less carnage here. So we'll go ahead and move down here. After you succeed at investigating collapse score by 2 or more, you can draw a card, limit once per round. 3 shroud, 4 clues, most of Dunwich has been utterly ruined, but the store may have some hidden stock amid the ruins. Okay. Last action, I am going to go ahead and investigate. I will use nautical charts, and I will spend 1 to do practice makes perfect. So, search top 9. I'll pick this deduction. The analysis is not going to help me. All right. This will put me, this place has what, 3 shroud? I currently am at 5, 6, 7. I'll use my ability to go 8 to 3. Ah ha ha ha, it always happens. The amount of times I've autofilled deduction is impressive. All right, that is... Usually it's when I have extremely bad luck that I actually don't mess up the rules. So who knows? Maybe that's a good sign. Lily Chen. We got work to do. So first things first, I need to actually evade you. Yeah, I'll just do a regular... Actually, I could do sweeping kick. That will at least reduce the requirement for this thing. Or not, sorry, this thing. I could also just let him hit me once. So I can trigger this effect again, because it's once per round, and we got hit last round. It's not going to be the prettiest way to do this. This guy's not aloof, so that's not an issue. Alright, this is what we'll do. So the thing about the Hopper Mind I don't understand is the way it's worded. It says each investigator takes 2 damage and then you discard it. The thing is that means it doesn't say at your location. So let me check that. Okay, I did look it up, and the beard was the one that responded to the question. And yeah, it triggers even if you're not there. So yeah, you actually have to resolve these things. Which is annoying. There's not much I can do about it because I've already moved away from it. I can at least try to kill the shield scanner, but... What we can do is use the shield scanner to get rid of the other hopper mines that are in the deck, I guess, and just tank the damage. The damage is not too bad on Min, because I do have the sound support to soak some of it. And technically I could soak some of it with Barney. It just means I won't be able to do the trick here, where I'm taking horror. Which is probably for the best anyway. So yeah, I think what I'll do first... Okay, yeah, this is what I'll do. I'm going to attack with Runic Axe first. We're going to go Accuracy and Elders. That'll put us at 7, 8, 9 to 4. And we'll go 10 to 4, and I'll pick Cultist. Alright, we definitely passed by enough to get a clue from this. These go away. Every time we damage this, attack him successfully, we put a horror on the act, which we will. Alright. Then next... There isn't really too much I can do about this. Okie dokie. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I can go 4-2 with the evade. I'm just going to do a sweeping kick. So this will be 10-4. It's only -1 right now, so I do succeed again. And then he's going to be automatically evaded. And then I can go ahead and spend the 2 clues, because this reduced the cost for it. Reduce the clue requirement for this act by 1 for each token on this act. Purity of the Beyond. You fight your nerves each second that the frightening mass of flesh looms above you, but at last it halts its aggression and turns. To your shock, you see the head and torso of an elderly man amid the monstrosity, and a hollow voice rasps out from him. Father Yog-Sothoth turns his eyes upon ye, and you do not blaspheme. The creatures that once were the loyal sons are twisted away from his holy flesh, made less than whole, and ye rebuke them. Obadiah's voice raises an exultation, and his many appendages writhe in ecstasy. Go and visit judgment upon the lost, and with the blessing of the gate and the key. The great horror shifts away, turning back to its divine purpose of obliterating the zombies while you breathe a nervous sigh of relief at being deemed an ally. Disengage from Obadiah Bishop. For the remainder of the scenario, Obadiah Bishop cannot engage or attack investigators and ignores investigators while resolving the patrol keyword. Keep this card below the A act as a reminder. Okay, and then last action, I am going to go ahead and, since he's at my location, I'll go ahead and put a resource on this card and be good and remove it from play. So our destiny has been resolved. We're good on that front. At the end of Lily Chen's turn, I do get to do a willpower check, so I will do that now. I will commit a Holy Rosary and go 5-3. We pass, we get rid of it. All right. Enemy phase. He's not going to do anything. This guy will move over. He's aloof. Upkeep. Gravity gun. Beat cop. And then end of the round, this is going to trigger. It's going to do 2 damage to both people. I'll put a damage here, a damage here. I'll put a damage here, and a damage here. And then we go to Mythos, second Doom. So far so good, I guess. Alright, Hopper Mine, we place it here. Oh, sorry, we place it here. Propeller Trap. Attach Propeller Trap to a connecting location. When an investigator or enemy moves to the attached location. Oh, sorry, I did forget one thing. This thing doesn't have Hunter. Oh, I did forget the other thing, which is I spawn another headcrab. Furthest location from Obadiah, which is going to be Forsaken Church. Okay. Attach Propeller Trap to a connecting location. When an investigator or enemy moves to that attached location, deal 2 damage to that investigator or enemy. As an action, you can do a book or evade 3 test. If you succeed, discard Propeller Trap. This ability can be performed from a connecting location. So we'll put this in the middle. Alright, end of the Mythos phase. We get to spawn another Hopper Mine. Is there any in the deck? We might have gotten all of them. Okie dokie. So it says, search the encounter deck, disperse pile, and all locations without investigators. Okay, so this does have an investigator, so I have to spawn this one. Okay. And I'll go ahead and shuffle the deck just because I did look in it. Alright. Investigation phase. At the end of the round, he does 2 damage to each other enemy at Obadiah Bishop's location. Alright, so he still will hurt us with the horror, with that stuff, which is fine. And it's done at the end of the enemy phase. Unfortunately, since this thing's going to be constantly moving, it doesn't really help. Not a problem. All right. So yeah, he doesn't engage, right? Yeah, cannot engage or attack investigators. Okay. Okay, we got things to do. At the start of my turn, I will heal one damage off of sound support. I will try to get rid of this hopper mine. I can go 4-4. Actually, you know what? We're going to investigate first. And we'll do practice makes perfect, search top 9. For a second there, I thought it whiffed again. All right, this will put us at 7-3. Oh, actually, we'll do nautical charts as well. So 8-3. So that's 6-3, so we pass by 2 or more, so we draw 2 cards. If you succeed, you may discard a card. If you succeed, okay, I can choose the order, so I'm going to draw the cards first. And then I'm going to discard the... I mean, I guess at this point I might be okay with discarding the medical student, but I think I want to hold on to that. Let's get rid of the analysis. So I'm going to get 2 clues here. I also passed by 3 or more, so I can draw a card again. Alright, and then this will go in my hand because I passed because the practice makes perfect. Next, I'm going to go ahead and knock out that hopper mine. We'll commit a perception to this. So it will be 7-4. I will use my ability with this to go 8-4. Alright, we succeed by a lot, so we draw 2 cards. This goes away. Or rather, it doesn't go away. It cannot deal damage when its force ability triggers. So it's just going to stay here for now, but it won't kill us. So I'm just going to tap it to represent that. Okay. I do have 2 clues, and I can reveal this card, so I will. This is a sorcery. A nauseating stench flows from a disused side building. Through the knotholes in the damaged wood, you spy 5 mutilated corpses, each collapsed at a point around a faded ritual circle. There is surely some evidence here of what the citizens have done which attempted, if you can stomach the task of foraging their rotted bodies. As a lightning bolt, we can test willpower 5. If we fail, we take horror and discard a card from hand at random. Okay. As a lightning bolt, I'll go ahead and activate this. I'm currently 4-3. I'll go 5-3. Or not 5-3. I'll go 6-3 and 7-3. And draw 2 cards. Triggers this. Can't commit. So these cards are already committed, so I don't think it negates them. But let me check. Alright, I didn't really find any answers, but the way Unrelenting works is the cards you draw happens after you finish committing your cards. So you can't commit the cards that you drew with Unrelenting, which means that it's already been committed. Which means it triggers its effect, which means it's committed to the test. So as far as this is concerned, you can't remove cards that are already committed. So I'm going to play it that way. Granted, if I pass this test, it's not going to fix the king in yellow, which I didn't have enough symbols to begin with. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh my god, what was I even doing? I was doing the willpower check. That's right. I was 4, 5, 6, 7 to 7-5. One second. Okay, real quick, I was miscounting this for some reason. So this test is 5, not 3. So I was 4 to 5, 6 to 5, 7 to 5. I probably should have kept committing cards, but there was actually nothing for me to commit. Well, since I've already drawn the cards, I won't worry about it. I'll just go 7 to 5 and see what happens. We passed just barely. I'll make sure I did this right. I had 1, 2, 3, so 7, 5, and this was 5 exactly. Okay. Yeah, I was messing up on all sorts of things. Obviously, this stays in play. Unseal these tokens. This gets put in the victory, and this is a sorcery. All right, I have 1 action remaining. I'll go ahead and do a regular investigate. And I'm going to commit Sharp Vision, Unexpected Courage, and Analysis. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll be 10 to 3. I pass by a lot. I get both clues, and I get to discard the king in yellow. All right. Sorry about that mess. All right. So we're good on that front. We still need some work done here, though. So I can go 4 to 4 on that test. Not much else I can do about it. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just engage and fight the shield scanner. I'll do Glory. That kills it. I'll use that to heal the damage. And then last action, I am going to go ahead and do a stick to the plan to play the emergency cash to get up to 6. Okay. Enemy phase. This guy is going to patrol this way. These guys don't move at all. That seems to be the case. So yeah, we'll have them move on this way. And then upkeep. Out of Crossroads is going to proc. Oh, I did have a shortcut. I could have used that to try to deal with the Hopper Mine, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and draw 3 cards. Alright, and then trigger Out of Crossroads again. I'll do this on Lily Chen. And then she's going to start with 1 less action. Okay. And then this is going to do no damage, and then get discarded, and then this will do 2 damage to everybody. So I'll put 1 damage here, 1 damage there, and I'll have you take 2 damage. Okie dokie. And then end of the round, we will spawn another Headcrab zombie. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, Mythos, Third Doom. Baleful Howls. Technophobia. Test will X, which is based off the shroud, so it's 4 shroud. Whether you succeed or fail, blah 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 blah. All right, I'm just gonna spend 1 and just avoid this. Put a horror here. Okay. Investigation phase. Let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and pop 2 shortcuts. 1 and 2. Sunken houses. The town always sat on the border of marshy country, and many of the outlying houses gradually recede into it. You cannot leave Sunken House as your last action. The ground surrounding the houses, and often the houses themselves, are flooded and muddy. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 clues to go ahead and reveal whatever this is. Sorcery. Down a broken alleyway, the dim glow of an arcane barrier catches your eye. The small building contained inside, it looks well preserved compared to the others in the city. Perhaps something important was stored here. You will either have to break through the barrier or maneuver to find a gap in its magic. You can do willpower or foot 5. And if you fail, each investigator at your location discards an asset they control. Whether you succeed or fail, add this card to the victor display. Got it. Alright, so that was my 2 shortcut moves. After you enter a location with a headcrab or abomination enemy. Oh, I need to discard a card at random. That's a problem. Well, not much I can do about it. Discard a card at random. Okay, that's fine. I can live with that. Alright. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and... Oh, also at the start of my turn, this gets healed. Let's go ahead and investigate using nautical charts. I'll commit a deduction. I'm currently 5, 6, 7 to 2. I'll go 8 to 2. I pass. This goes back in my hand. And I will discard... At this point, I will discard the medical student. And that'll get me all 4 clues here. 1 from the investigate, 2 from passing it by a bunch with the deduction, level 2, and then 1 from the nautical charts. I think this is the first character I've ever played that can actually get 4 clues at once in a single skill check. So yeah, that was 2 shortcuts and then an investigate. I still have an action remaining. I'm going to go ahead and just draw a card. Okay. Also, real quick, I'm just going to do that math again. I was 5, 6, 7. Worst case is I got a -3. Because this is not a test on a person. Actually, I'm not going to use the ability because there's no reason for me to. And then I can use my ability on this instead. I'm going to commit Eureka. And we'll be 6 to 3. Alright, we pass regardless. I will search top 3. And let's go ahead and grab that perception. And this gets discarded. Alright. Lily Chen. I'm going to go ahead and have her just move on over. And then I'll go ahead and do a stand together. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Alright. Okie dokie. So 5 test. As a lightning bolt, I will go ahead and activate this thing. I'm going to go Fearless and Defiance. And I'll have Min do her ability. So 5, 6, 7 to 5. Actually, instead of that, let's just do a Promise of Power. And I'll still use Min's ability. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're 10 to 5 with a curse token. We pass, and I can move immediately to a connecting location. We'll do that. I also heal 1 horror because of Fearless. As for moving, I don't exactly want to move. Yeah, I'll just stay here. There's no point otherwise. Alright, that is everybody. Go to enemy phase. He's going to move on down here. At the end of the enemy phase, he's going to murder this man. Alright. Upkeep. And upkeep. Alright, end of the round, we spawn another one of these guys. Get our 4th Doom. Oh, actually, 1, 2, 3. He actually spawns here. Okay. So we have 2 sorceries and a mystery so far. The last sorcery we know is back here, so we're just going to focus on the other one. Alright, Mythos cards. Let's go ahead and get our next Doom. 1 second. Oh, actually, no. I've already added the Doom, because I did the curse token this round. Or last round. So, draw the card. Poison Zombie. Any location without an Investigator or an Abomination enemy. While Poison Zombie is exhausted, it gets -2 fight. The corpse staggers slower than the others, bearing several black head crabs on its back. 5 fight, 2 health, 1 evade. Well, the only location it can spawn is here. Oh, actually, it can spawn any location without an Abomination enemy. These guys are not Abominations, so we'll put you here. Unforeseen Evils. Sure, I'll take 1 consequence. We've been a good boy. Alright. Alright, investigation phase. So thankfully this guy's not going to engage us, so we don't need to worry about that nonsense. So we're just going to spend 3 to get out Pathfinder. And then use said Pathfinder. Oh, also I keep forgetting to use this Vortal Attunement. That would have saved me a lot of pain in the future a while ago. That's okay. Well, we'll make do, I guess. Pathfinder moved down to here. Given the town's history of worshipping dark forces, the church has more or less existed for keeping up appearances, even less so now. After you discover 1 or more clues at Forsaken Church, resolve the hunter or patrol keyword on an enemy in play. I'm okay with that. It's difficult to lie low in such a prominent location. Alright, I will go ahead and spend 2 clues to reveal this thing. Mystery. Among the many broken houses, you discover a leather-bound journal underneath a collapsed bed. Its owner was apparently a sorcerer and recorded much of their communions with Yog-Sothoth. Amid the prose and unintelligible text, there are some diagrams of shortening of space converging on Arkham. The figures are not entirely accurate, but they give you some indication of the flow of the anomalies. Add this card to the victory display. You got it. All right. So 2 mysteries and 2 sorceries. Good to know. All right. I'll go ahead and investigate this location using nautical chart. I'll go 5 to 1. I succeed. I will discard winging it to get both clues. And since I passed, I can resolve the hunter or patrol keyword on an enemy in play. And I'll send you down here. Okie dokie. And if he does kill, he just does horror, and I can actually tank it. So I might be okay with just going down there if I had actual movement to do so. All right, instead I will gain a resource for the future. All right, Lily Chen. I'm going to go ahead and move down to here. Spend 4 to get out the other beat cop. And then spend 1 to get out the wolf mask. All right, geared up and ready. Enemy phase. None of these guys have Hunter from what I know. I think what happens in Agenda 2 is they do start getting Hunter, but for right now we're okay. Alright, end of this, it's going to do 2 damage to all enemies here, so it's going to kill you. Kill you. And that'll be it. Upkeep. Self-destructive. And then we do spawn another head crab zombie. Furthest location is all the way over here. Alright, Mythos, 5 of 6. Another Baleful Howls. Technophobia, this location has 1 shroud, so 4 to 1. And there are 3 head crabs. The tablet will still be -4 though. Whether you succeed or fail, if you have no clues, you will take 1 horror. Not much I can do about that then. Alright, I'm just going to go 4 to 1. We pass. I do still take 1 horror because I have no clues. Okay. Investigation phase. I'm going to start with Minty Fan. We will Pathfind move down to here, which of course is going to make me discard a card at random. No, my perception. I'll go ahead and reveal this. Charred Lot, the destruction of Dunwich was widespread, leveling many buildings completely and leaving only ashen plots in its wake. After a non-elite enemy enters Charred Lot, that enemy gets +1 horror until the end of the round. The burnt ruins are heaped high, increasing the risk of ambush. Cool. I will spend 2 clues to reveal this. You've passed by the building several times in your search, but you've noticed that the fire consuming it neither spreads nor dies down. Could this have been the work of the Dunwich sorcerers? The only way to know for sure is to brave the burning building for answers. Alright, this is a foot 5 test. If you fail, each investigator at your location takes 1 damage and loses 2 resources. Whether you succeed or fail, you can add it to the display. Alright, as a lightning bolt, I will go ahead and activate this. And I'm actually completely okay with losing resources and all that. So I will just do a 2 to 5 test. I fail. I take a damage and all that good stuff. Okay, and then this goes here, and we advance. Yep, 3 sorceries. Okay. Body and mind. The scraps of cultists and paraphernalia discovered at each site revealed that the sorcerers of Dunwich attempted to invoke Yog-Sothoth to expel the Combine from Earth. While this is more or less what you expected, it is surprising to note that their ritual included additional mental defenses that are typically invoked when petitioning their master, while summoning their unearthly patron would be as catastrophic for humanity as the Combine invasion. This supplementary spell raises both questions and opportunities for you. Add 8 clues to Act 2A from the token bank. There you go, 8 clues. Act 2A, going through the motions. Nothing that you've seen of Combine tactics assaults the mind, so what were the sorcerers preparing against? And if they failed, could you possibly benefit by performing the ritual instead. You now have a chance to invoke the spell by distributing the correct symbols across the town as per the ritual instructions. This may be your only chance to find out. Test any skill 3. This test gets +1 difficulty for each clue at your location. If you succeed, move a clue from this act to your location. If there are no clues on this act, advance. Okie dokie. So it's still my turn. I will go ahead and move. Because I don't care about the clues here. Alright, so I move back. And then I will do, it's a any test 3. Any test 3. And there are 8 clues we need to get rid of. So clearing the clues off, even though there's no victory on the locations themselves, is still useful because it makes this easier. Alright, so we could go, that's what, 6 to 3, and then go 7 to 3. Yeah, I'll go 7 to 3 using either book or willpower, doesn't matter which. I pass and get rid of that curse, thank you. That clue gets placed here. So the difficulty is now 4. I'll go ahead and commit both of these, go 8 to 4. And succeed. And place another clue here. Alright, meanwhile, Lily Chan will spend 2 actions to get rid of self-destructive. Oh, sorry, I need to do this first. 4 to 3. Yeah, we'll just go 4 to 3. Good luck. Do I want to keep this? Yeah, go ahead and keep it. I'll end up discarding a card, but that's fine. If I lose the sharp vision, it'll kind of suck, but it's not the end of the world. The damage I took this round, so that's still there. Okay. Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and do the test here. So I'm currently 7 to 5, and I'll go 9 to 5 with a wolf mask. I succeed. Okie dokie. Enemy phase. This guy's going to come here. I have to discard a random card again. Bye-bye sharp vision, of course. Upkeep. Okay. All right. And then we spawn another head crab. We'll put him up here. All right, we advance. No room to breathe. You round a corner and come face to face, so to speak, with another gaunt creature that lunges towards you with mindless aggression. If there are fewer than 2 copies of Headcrab zombies in play, you spawn 1 at the lead investigator's location. Well, they're definitely not that. We have 4 in play. All right. The fury is dead. The longer you stay in this horrible place, the more agitated the zombies grow. Their violent howls bellow across the city as they begin to hunt with greater fervor. Each headcrab enemy gets +1 fight. At the end of the round, spawn a set-aside copy of Headcrab Zombie at the furthest location from Obadiah Bishop without another Headcrab Zombie. Noted. 6 doom to advance. Any location without an investigator or an abomination enemy. We'll put you here. Actually, we'll put you there. Alright, and then for you, Swarming Parasites. Place Doom on a headcrab enemy in play. There are plenty of those. We'll put one here. Alright. Investigation phase. I will start with Minty Fan. I'm going to spend one to use one of my wingettes that are in here and shuffle it back into the deck. So from the discard, this will put us at 4-0. Actually, no. Well, I've already shuffled. Never mind. I'll just do it. I should have done nautical charts first. Also, I should heal. Boop. There we go. We do get 2 clues because I played it from the discard. Then I'll investigate again, 4-1. Grab 1 clue. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a willpower check, 4-3. I'll do Deep Knowledge, make it 6-3. And we'll also throw in a Defiance, make it 7-3, and pick Skulls. Good thing I did, because right now Skulls are minus like 5. Alright, so with that, we get one of these clues put on here. This goes away. 4-3 test. I pass. This goes away. Alright, meanwhile, over here, Lily Chen will go ahead and do 7-4. Yep, 7-4. I'll do an overpower, make it 9-4. I pass, I draw a card, and place another clue on this. Oh, also, after you resolve one or more clues, you can move this guy. I forgot to do that. Actually, give me one moment. Okay, I was just verifying that that was the only time we've grabbed clues from this thing since it got cleared off, and that is a true statement. Okay, anyway, what was I doing? I already put a clue on there for that, so I think I'm good on that front. There are 3 clues left on this thing. The next test is at 5 difficulty, which I will happily do. So I'm currently 7-5. We'll go 9-5. And commit a Brandica Thugga, go 10-5. Yeah, 10-5. We succeed. Place a clue again. I have one more action left. I'll go ahead and we'll go 7-6. I'm not going to commit anything yet. 7-6. We passed. Okie dokie. So we just need to place one more clue down. Enemy phase, this guy will just stay here. He's also getting hit with the propeller trap, but that doesn't really matter. Upkeep. Yeah, there's nothing at the end of the round we need to worry about. Oh, actually, sorry. End of the enemy phase. This guy dies. And this guy goes away. Hopefully I'm doing all that correct. I apologize if I'm not. Sudden Frenzy. Put Sudden Frenzy into play next to the agenda deck. Each headcrab enemy gains Hunter. The first time each investigator is attacked by a headcrab enemy this round, that attack deals +1 horror. At the end of the round, discard Sudden Frenzy. So yeah, that's when it becomes dangerous, if you let them all just hang around. we do need to spawn a head crab zombie, which we'll put down here. That's what I was forgetting to do at the end of the round. Okay. And then over here, unforeseen evils. Unforesee this. I'll ward protection it. And take a horror. Here you go, Barney. Alright. Alright, investigation phase. I will start with Minty Fan. I'm going to go ahead and do nautical charts, because this time I remembered. I'll be 5 to 1. I'll go 6 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I think I'm okay. There's only 4 head crabs. Okay, yeah, I'll just go 5 to 1 then. I pass. I didn't commit anything, so it doesn't matter. I will discard this winging it to get 2 clues. This will trigger the patrol key. Oh, actually, it triggers everything. On an enemy in play. Oh, so it's not even limited to once per round. All right, that's still fine. We can, I mean, we're going to be done soon, so I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just have Obadiah move. Okay, got 2 clues off of this. I'm then going to spend 1 to do winging it from the discard. 4 to 0. Pass, we get both clues. We'll resolve this head crab zombie. And then I will do the check. So we're currently 4 to 3. I'll commit a Eureka and use my ability to go 6 to 3. We pass. Grab this last clue. And there are no clues left on this, so we advance. Peace of mind. You beat your way back across the city to arrange the necessary symbols before you begin the sorcerer's spell. The sigils glow with power, and the sensation of the very cosmos smooths around you. Like the surface of a pond gradually ceasing the ripples, something at your periphery suddenly disappears, leaving you briefly off balance. Was there something in your head? Resolution 2. Check the previous page first. Before resolving any other resolution, if there are 2 mystery remnants in the victory display, read correlation. Otherwise, resolve whatever is true. Okay, we do have 2 mysteries. Okay, so if there are 2 mystery remnants, which there are, we do read correlation. Okay, if nothing else is in Dunwich, your discoveries of the map in the journal have significantly cut the potential locations for the strange signals source. If you go in search of it now, it should be much easier to pinpoint. In your campaign log, record the investigators found the anomaly notes. All right, if a resolution was reached, skip to that resolution, otherwise do resolution 1. Resolution 2. Dunwich begins to fall silent, still haunted as ever, but with a dead calm spreading over it in the aftermath of your spell. Barney puts both hands to his temples and shakes his head rapidly. I haven't felt like this since I was a freshman at college. What did you say was in that hocus-pocus stuff you just pulled off? You truly wish you knew. As you attempt to explain, the dreadful figure of Obadiah Bishop emerges above you, and the human part of him leans down. Ye have done the Father's will, he rasps, and have been rewarded for thy service. One mutated hand rests on his own brow, and he extends the other towards you. Guard the gate and hide the key. The servant seeks to usurp the master. What great Yog-Sothoth alone will shape the cosmos. I return to my work for his glory. Go now to yours. Obadiah's voice warps away from human language once more as he rushes back into Dunwich, returning to his slaughter with sickening glee. Barney shudders, hand still on his pistol. This is easily one of the worst places I've ever been. Let's get out of here already. There's nothing left for Combine, even without the extra helping of Weird. You agree that it's time to leave Dunwich behind, but the result has you puzzled. If all that was left in this forsaken town was a single spell hidden in the ruins, then why did the Combine deploy any forces at all? Their tools are tyrannical force and tangible technology. What could motivate them to seek out something so esoteric? You hope that the mental warding you completed proves to be be a greater asset than it seems right now. Record the investigators warded their minds. Add any one investigator can choose to add Barney Colhoun to their deck and does not count towards deck size. I will go ahead and add it to Lily Chen because having that extra asset I think is really useful. All right, Resolution 3. Dunwich may be behind you, but there is much yet to be done. Your indication of the urgency is a brief glimpse of G-Man turning away and vanishing into a greenish portal. Excuse me. Each investigator earns experience equal to victory X value of the victory display. I believe we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Unfortunately, we did miss the victory monster. Fortunately, there's not really a way to spawn it forcibly. Well, there is one. There's a new card that does make it very easy, but it's a rogue card. It's a lot better than the Kicking the Hornet's Nest card. In any case, 5 experience. So we'll put that with Minty Fan. And then Lily Chen's going to get 6 because, of course, she has the Great Work, which actually puts her exactly at 30 experience, which means I need to get a new discipline, which will probably just be the willpower one. Also, I don't remember if the Hunter keyword would have forcibly gone after the active player or if I got to choose. Either way, even if I took the attack opportunity, I still would have survived, so it didn't really matter that much. All right. So we got all that. I'm going to go ahead and resolve the rest of this before we spend our experience. If the players have not completed scenario B black site based on the difficulty level, add a token. We're going to get a -3 token. Okay, the investigators must decide. We can either go to black site or we can spend 2 experience points to go to the mystery testing initiative. But with the anomaly notes, we do reduce the experience cost by 1. So it costs only 1 experience to go there now. But we're going to go ahead and go to the black site because obviously we could probably get more stuff out of it. All right, so with that in mind, so let me BRB. All right, so I was definitely torn about getting started on the cryptic researches, but honestly, I haven't really needed them. So I may end up focusing on maybe grabbing something else. But in the meantime, I figured let's go ahead and get more practice cards as always. We'll go get rid of one of the unexpected courages, replace it with an Eye of Truth for 5 experience, and we'll bank the remaining XP. And maybe someday I will remember to actually use this Vortal Attunement, because that would make my practice makes perfects a lot better. All right, so with that, I believe I should have 33 cards in here because my weakness is just indebted. All right. But despite me forgetting this really, really useful prominent, obviously we're still doing rather well. Again, I apologize if I messed up how the King in Yellow works, but from what I can tell, that's the only way you get the card draw from Unrelenting is to have it already committed to the test. So I don't think it doesn't say anything about removing existing cards. All right, Lily Chen, this one's going to be pretty easy as well. We're going to go ahead and get all of our magic up and running. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade both Branded Cthulhu's to their level 4 versions. That'll be 3 experience each, but there'll be 2 because of Down the Rabbit Hole, so that's 4. And then we'll replace our remaining Draw into the Flame with the Strong Arm. But I also wanted to go ahead and talk about a card that I didn't add that's level 0 called Spectral Shield. That's one of the other new cards. It's a fast 1-cost event that gets attached to a player card, so you can attach it to other people. And then when the attached card takes 1 or more damage or horror, you can cancel one of that damage or horror. And then the owner has to remove a charge and then if they can't, you discard it. So even without any charges, this will pretty much block at least 1 damage. But what's really good about this is the axe is rechargeable and uses charges, and then of course these Branded Cathalgas maxed out have 9 charges each. So instead of, obviously I started with like Glory and all that usual stuff. I think instead of starting with Glory, I could have put these Spectral Shields in, and then instead opted to probably grab something like maybe Elders or Hunt right off the bat, or heck, even Heirloom, and kind of work from there. And that would make it so I don't have to rely so heavily on just popping charges for Glory, because I never really use it for the card draw. All right, and that was 2, 4, 6 XP. So that is everything on that front. And so next time we will go to the black site. Obviously, it's going to be slightly more difficult because we went to it second, but so far we've been, after the initial hiccups for a lot of the rules in the first few scenarios, things have kind of evened out now, which is kind of good. And also our builds are kind of almost done already, which is crazy. I'm already at 30 XP. That is including, of course, in the thick of it. But yeah, so far we're going to have more XP than we know what to do with in the future. In any case, I'll go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Dealer. This was Arkham Horror the card game, doing the Half-Life custom campaign with Minty Fan and Lily Chen. I'll see you guys later.